As we are live. We are live. I got a few announcements while we wait for people to roll in. Okay, first of all, I got a new camera and I keep looking at my old one, so I need to take that off. There. Now I won't look at that anymore. All right, hopefully I look at the new camera now. Let's see. So, announcements. No longer shipping for the rest of the year. I went to the post office today to drop off. I'm still looking up there and the camera's not even there. Wait a minute. Gotta double check, make sure I got sound. Okay, we got sound. I got all new settings. I'm still looking up there. Man, I've been looking up there for like 5 years. This might take a stream or two to not look up there. But anyways, I went to drop off this week's shipment of fish and the post office was absolutely insane. It was insane. The line of cars was out the parking lot, down the road. There was one guy who just had his hand on the horn, not honking it, just full on the horn the entire time. It was insane. So I actually parked across the street and ran across, and the line was coming. The line came around this way, looped around to the like the post office boxes, and then out the front door. And I just luckily, well, not luckily, but I prepay all packages, so I just bypass the line. It's so funny. I love the looks I get. I get the nastiest looks as I walk by everyone and just drop everything off on the counter, and then walk by, and I'm like, haha, suckers, should prepay postage. So yeah, just. The mail is insane right now. I'm not going to risk it. And of course, somebody ordered fish like a half hour ago. So that will officially be the last shipment of the year. Christmas, stores are closing down, so everyone's buying online. Yeah, just shipping is going to be a nightmare. So not doing it. No more fish for the rest of the year. And people are like, but you haven't had fish on your website all year. There has been. I've been shipping fish every week since I think since August until about 2 weeks ago. So anyways, that's all I got to say about that. Open back up next year. Hopefully things will be calmed down a little bit. Also, shelter drive. I think we've had the wish list shared. You guys have been doing awesome, amazing. I've been getting a really good amount of stuff, so I'm super appreciative. Thank you. And there is the list right there. This is for the local shelter that I donate my time. I was gonna say donate, but volunteer at. And so it'd mean a lot to me if you guys maybe have an extra buck or two, want to buy some cat food or dog food or rabbit food, whatever. If not, I appreciate it anyways, and you guys are the best. Next up, I actually got to hang out with Dean last weekend. Danny and I spent almost all day Sunday at Dean's house, and we didn't even finish filming everything, so hopefully we can go back. We made 3 videos, I believe, so gonna be more Dean content coming. I'm that lungfish of his, I don't know if you guys haven't seen his lungfish, but that thing is amazing in person. Super awesome fish, and I really want one now. I want one so bad, you have no idea. Super cool fish. So we also did a DIY Phoenix light for a DIY dimmer for a Phoenix light, which was pretty fun. And then obviously we did a fish room tour, and I don't know how well the fish room tour is gonna do because I was just like in awe, and so I didn't really know what to like say or do. It was just it's like, I think it's like 10 by 12 or maybe not even that big, but it's so perfect. Like, it's so neat and organized that I was just too busy looking at everything. So I don't know how that video is going to turn out, but hopefully it'll be all right. The Fish Tank Barn with the $10 super chat, tip jar, buy that cat, dog, rabbit food for the shelter. Also, Mike, I did get your $25 PayPal. 25, it was either 25, 30, or 35. I don't remember, but I used it to buy cat food last week, so thank you for the PayPal donation. And that reminds me, we had a $5 super chat for the shelter from Addicted to Fish Chick before the stream, and then we had a $1 super chat from Joe, well, long before the stream started. All right, so I think that's all I got as far as announcements. Hopefully we've got time for people to roll in here. And what I want to talk about today is schooling fish. I have been nerding out on schooling. Still looked up there. I've been nerding out on schooling fish for a while. And so I want to use this as an opportunity for people to tell me their favorite schooling fish. I'll tell you my favorite schooling fish. And we'll talk about schooling fish for a little bit, and then we'll open it up like we always do later. Also, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. So I guess we'll start at the very beginning. Like, what is schooling? Tampa Tom, what's up, buddy? We might have some new people here that don't know what fish schooling is. So this is when you have a group of fish and they're all swimming together. If you have a group of fish and they're not swimming, that is a shoal. A group of fish swimming together in unison is a school. It's called collective behavior, I believe. Yeah, collective behavior. There's lots of animals that do this. Bats, birds, elk. There's lots of examples of collective behavior out there. So we're gonna stick to fish though. As cool as bats are, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen a school of bats. What is a school of bats called when they're all flying together? I don't know. There's got to be a name for it, right? Mike's Aquatics and Things with the $3 super chat. Rach with the $5 super chat. Use it for whatever you would like. I don't know what I would spend $5 on right now, but thank you. I appreciate it. And the reason I've been nerding out on fish schooling is because I find it so fascinating. Like, one, we still don't know why they do it. We know, they'll school to appear larger for if there's threats around. But we also know that they school when there's no threats around. So why are they schooling then? Like, after a water change, you guys probably notice, you do a big water change, your Corridoras will start to school, your Rasboras, your Tetras, rainbow fish, they all start to school after a water change. There's no threat, so why are they schooling? We don't know. And the other thing I find fascinating about it is that there's not a leader. There's not like one fish that is like leading this massive school around. It's the entire body of fish is all working together. I was watching a video where they were trying to get slow motion of fish schooling, and they were doing damselfish in the ocean, and they had it at 120 frames per second, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure, and they would move. And so damselfish, they have like a symbiotic relationship with coral. They'll hide in coral. And they were able to all, like this school of like 20 or 30 fish were all like swimming around. And they were able to hide in this coral within 4 or 5 frames. So you're talking like 1/40th of a second. That's insane that they're all just boom, gone and moving together as a group. And I don't know, I find that really fascinating. It's really cool to watch. We've all gone on YouTube and watched like, there's a video somewhere of like 200 Ruminos. Obviously, Cory has a gajillion Ruminos. It's super awesome. So yeah, I mean, that's just a few of the reasons I find it insanely fascinating is that they're able to, so they have collective behavior, but they also have collective intelligence, and they're able to move as this giant squad of fish, a school of fish, and in unison within like just fractions of a second, they're all making these decisions together, and I just think it's really cool. So I want to say, as far as what fish, I mean, people are going to think rainbow fish, but no. My favorite schooling fish is by far Corridoras. By far. Gore says, look at murmuration of starlings. They move the same way. Those are crazy. Those big flocks of birds. Yeah, those are insane. I have seen those. They're crazy. But to me, I want to get like 300 or 400 like dwarf, pygmy, some type of smaller Corridora. And you see Corridoras, if you haven't seen them school, you should look up. There's lots of videos like of them in the Amazon schooling around. It's just really awesome. One of my favorite, I don't know, probably my favorite fish to school. Some other like really good schooling fish, bloodfin tetras, We talked about Ruminos, Tetra. Furloughs Aquatics says, my favorite schooling fish right now is my black ruby barbs. Now, that is a very underrated fish, for sure. I've had, my very first order, when I opened my website, was ruby barbs. And they just now started coloring up about a month ago. But holy smokes, do they look amazing. So a whole school of them. I'd say I probably have about 20 total, and maybe half of them are male, so not all of them are the ruby color, but yeah, they're pretty awesome. Denison barbs, roseline sharks, same fish if you didn't know that. Super good schooling fish. They get larger, so not a lot of people can see them in schools, but Fishy Mindset says, I have 9 Corydora pandas in a 40 breeder, and I bet they school after water changes, right? Jacob says, what's my favorite Cory? It's going to be the CW111. However, those are pretty much impossible to get. My next favorite Corydora is probably the either the Hastatus or the Habrosis, which is a pygmy, a dwarf species. As far as like the bigger species, stirby Corydoras. And I'm going to start breeding stirbys probably beginning of next year. Hopefully I'll get that tank set up. I'm going to colony breed them, and so I don't have to remove the eggs. We're going to see how well that goes. I don't know. Scott's Aquatics says, if you haven't hit the like button, hit it now. Yes, we're already at 81 likes. That's pretty good, and we're just a couple minutes in. Nick says, just the face I like to see on a Monday night. Yikes. If you haven't noticed, we are in 4K tonight as well. 4K, at least we should be. I'm in 4K on my stream. I don't know if you guys are getting 4K, but I sure am. Fun fact, most of Denver's neighborhoods pumping is made of lead. pH was brought up to 8.8, so the water isn't so corrosive to the pipes. What schooling fish could I breed in this high pH range? Oh, easy. If you could get your hands on some Ciprochromis, they're from Lake Tanganyika. They're very similar to rainbow fish as far as how they act, so a really good schooling fish, and they love that high pH, like 9 pH, really hard water. They love it. It'd be an awesome fish. They're not the best shippers, so you have to be careful if you plan on breeding them and shipping them, and even buying them online and having them shipped to you could be kind of dicey. So yeah. Zen Ginger says, autos are cool. They school like Cory's, but stop to feed on the glass. And Ruminos Tetras are the best large pack schooler, in my opinion. See, to me, Ruminos is definitely top 2, but for me, it's a toss up between Bloodfin and Ruminos, because they both school really tight and really fast, and they have very similar bodies. I mean, if you took them, if they were just regular fish, no color, and you put them side by side, you would think they were the same fish. So, really. Congos do great in hard water. I'm assuming you're talking about Congo Tetras. Rach says, man, you were getting John going on Thanksgiving. Yeah, we can talk about that for a second. Mr. KG Tropicals. That guy likes to bust my balls more than anyone in the world. And so for him to bring up some sob story about me giving it back, don't fall for it. It's a give and take relationship. That's what we do. We're best buds, and that's just what we do. So don't let him fool you. He does it to me just as much as I do it to him. Although he's been really busy since he started his business, so we don't talk as much anymore. I was actually going to see if he wanted to come on a Saturday live stream, like a special edition live stream. So maybe we'll make that happen. Pleasantly Planted Water says, biggest group of Corys I have is Hyphen Paleotis, coming up on 50. However, the majority is subadult. My biggest right now is peppered Corydoras. Peppered. I probably have about 30 to 40 of them. I have about probably 12 to 15 like full-grown adult stir-by Corydoras, and that's what I want to focus on because I think they're really, really cool fish. I love their fins. They're orange, they're yellowish orange on their fins. Pretty awesome. Curtis St. Martin with the $1.50 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Trish says he does give you the business. Yeah, Exactly. So somebody knows. If you've been around for a while, you know. Rachel's hilarious. Love him and Lisa. Yeah, they're really good people. Really, really good people. That's why they're in my inner circle. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I do have one more announcement. Sorry, we're getting off topic a little bit. We just passed 1,000 subscribers, Jimmy and I, on our outdoor channel. If you're unfamiliar with this channel, it is called Get Outdoors. Jimmy and I go camping every other weekend, and we just film a couple idiots out in the woods. And we're going to have a special guest. We're going this coming weekend, and I'm going to say we got Cory from Aquarium Co-op is going to come camping with us. So definitely check out that channel. It's going to be an interesting weekend. Should be a lot of fun. And I don't know, if you're a fan of Cory, Jimmy, or I, that's all the more reason. So we just hit 1,000, and that's a pretty big milestone. Pretty excited about it. I screenshot it, and there's Candy linking it. Get Outdoors. And it's just a lot of fun. So check it out. Alex says, got 6 pygmy Corys and 4 died. The other 2 are doing great, but it's hard to source more. Will it be okay with just 2 of them long term? I would say it would be in your best interest to get more. So whether that takes a month or till next summer, just always be looking, because they're not going to be very happy. I mean, they'll live, they'll eat, they'll be just fine, but they're not going to be, living life like they want to be living life. So Garen with the $20 super chat says, please use this for the shelter. Get what is needed. Last week I said that we were kind of short on cat food, and I got so much cat food. Somebody got a refund, though. I don't know who it was. So if you bought cat food, check your Amazon and see if you got a refund, because one of the bags came exploded, and the box that it was shipped in was all ripped open, and then it looked like somebody just took an axe right down the middle of the bag. And I asked if they could just reship, and they said no, because I'm not the buyer. So they did agree to refund. So, if you bought a bag of cat food, just check it. If you got a refund, ship it again. I'd appreciate it. Multi-hijacker with the $5 super chat. Hey, Bob, always like your videos, and I know they are common, but I like silver tip tetras as a school fish with Nanus Corys and a 33 long. So I will say that a lot of the common fish are some of the best. Like silver tip tetras, and if you put them in like a very low light environment, you got tannins in the water, you get like LED lighting. Those silver tips look amazing. Super amazing. Very underrated fish. I think Cory did like 200 of them in his wife's tank a couple years ago. Maybe I could be thinking of something else, but I'm not sure. Careful not to singe your muff again like last time you went camping. Yep. It's on my camera right now, as a matter of fact. But yeah, that'll happen. Sometimes you just get too close to the fire. Streetwise with the $5 super chat says, for the shelter. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. It means a lot. How many Ruminos Tetras would you put in a 29-gallon community? Oof. I wouldn't do a lot. I would feel like maybe 10 max. Maybe 10. Because they do get pretty long. Once you've had them for a while, they're not... Usually the size you buy them at in the store is not even close to how big they get. So, yeah, I'd maybe do 10, maybe 12 max. Sergio says, hello, Bob. Can I feed my medium-sized angelfish bloodworms freeze-dried food as a snack every now and then? And will they benefit from it? Yeah, so bloodworms, pretty decent for protein. So, yeah, as a snack every once in a while, not a problem at all. Usually, when you're growing up fry, more protein, the better. Cody, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. I know you had some misfortune. I hope things are getting better for you. Says, hey, guys, I just got home from the hospital. Oh, you just said it. You just got home from the hospital. I have a bad infection in my foot. Same foot I lost a toe on. You're on antibiotics now for 8 weeks. Yikes. That foot, man, you're having problems with that foot. I understand. Jeez. I'm not laughing. It's just crazy. I hope you feel better, my friend. For your community, I would go with Cardinals. Ugh. I am not a fan of Cardinals. I'm not a fan of neons. I am a fan of Ember Tetras, like you see behind me right now. Prue BJ with the $10 super chat for the shelter. Thank you. Sergio says, thanks, Bob. You're the best. Yep. Yeah. So I know it'd be fun to get like 40 of them, but again, you're only working with a 30-inch tank. So yeah, I think it's 30 inches, 36 inch. 29 is 36 inch. Well, maybe we could do a few more. 3 feet's a lot. Nick says, quality laser Corys look insane in large schools. A store by me has 70 orange layers in one of their lasers in one of their show tanks, and it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I'm telling you, Cory's my favorite schooling fish of all time. Especially like the smaller species, the pygmies, the dwarfs, because they'll just school mid-water. And they hover. They hover like a UFO. They're like, woo. It's crazy. It's super awesome. Do you believe zebra plecos choke on bloodworms? I've never heard of that happening in my life. When I had my school of zebras, I didn't feed them bloodworms very, very often, but definitely as a treat. I don't feed bloodworms very often at all. It's definitely a treat. No matter what fish it is, it's never a staple. Never. Now, it is a staple to my newts, but those are newts. We're not talking about newts. We're talking about fish. And there's, if I was going to feed something like a worm as like a staple, it would be live blackworms by far. I know not everyone has access to those, but bloodworms, definitely not something to feed on a regular basis. Ken says, not a fan of neons. Blasphemy. They're awesome. Like, neons and cardinals are the fish that, hey, you got them in your tank, they're really cool. I mean, they look awesome. Never gonna have them in my tank, but in your tank, they're cool. Furloughs Aquatics says $20 put towards the shelter. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. And Curtis St. Martin following up with $10 for the shelter. After this week, we got one more week to go, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited. You guys are definitely spoiling me and the shelter. I love it. Sean says, I got to agree, not a fan of neons or cardinals. Yeah, they're just like 30, 40, 50 years ago. Super awesome. Now, I just, like, if I get a group of 50 of them, it just seems like 1 or 2 die like every other day or 1 a week. They just die all the time. And I could buy like a large school of ember tetras and they're all alive. Like, I haven't lost any lemon tetras. I'm starting to build up my school of lemon tetras. Awesome schooling fish. So pretty excited about that. Kelly Foreman says, Butterscotch and Muffin send their love to the shelter cats. Shelter cats. All right. There was just a huge haul of animals that came in from one person that was hoarding. It was like, I think it was close to like a dozen rabbits, like 9 cats, and then various other small, no dogs. I don't remember seeing there any dogs, but just, it was crazy. So now there's just a ton of rabbits, and I love rabbits. They're super cool. If I had a pretty big tank, I'd love to have porthole, or haplo catfish, like a cross between Cory's and full-size catfish. Yeah, the portholes, those are pretty awesome. Glow lights are the king of unpopular tetras. Yes, another very underappreciative, let's just say underrated tetra. How about that? And again, a glow light is something that I would pick over a neon or a cardinal. How about Emperor Tetras? Finally, someone bringing up the thumbnail fish, the Emperor Tetras. The nice thing about the Emperor Tetras is there's a few different species of them, and they school really, really well. You'd probably have to go back about 2 or 3 years on my channel to see my school of Emperor Tetras. I think I wouldn't even call it a school anymore. I think I only have like 4 or 5 left at this point. Mikum says, I like my Kubitai Rasbora. That is the green Green neon Rasbora. My experience is they will get other schooling fish moving in relatively calm tanks, since they actually cannot stand still. Yes, my favorite Rasbora, bar none, is the neon green Rasbora. They're I don't know, they just look super awesome. Like, they are truly a neon. There's no ink, there's no biofluorescence injected into them. They are truly like neon. And they do look good in planted tanks. A lot of people be like, well, I don't want them because they're green and my plants are green. No. Completely different green. They look amazing. So if you have a planted tank, just because they're green, don't let them turn you off, Dean. Yeah. Black neons are one of my favorite. Black neons, yeah, you'd have to go back probably 4 or 5 years to see my school of black neons. But yeah, Congo's another good one. And here's one that you don't see a lot, is the bleeding heart Tetra. Bleeding heart Tetra. Now, I had a little accident this summer and lost all of my bleeding heart Tetras, which is a shame because they were huge. These guys were probably like 3 inches around. So bleeding heart Tetras get really big. So that was pretty disappointing. But Danny says Emperor Tetras are on my wish list. Yep. And like I said, there's a couple different species of them. And when you order them, at least when I order them from like the wholesaler, they'll say one species, but then they'll send a different one. And the nice thing with that is it doesn't really matter which one they send because they're all awesome. Now, when I'm special ordering them for someone who wants a specific fish, that kind of sucks. But for my own tank, like, I don't care which one I get. They're all awesome. There's purple ones. There's blue ones. Hey, go lay down. Hey, stop. I really like my CPDs. However, I don't think they are truly classified as a schooling fish. However, I could be wrong. I would say that's more of a shoaling fish. Plus, they're usually hiding anyways, not schooling. Rio is here. What's up, buddy? Says, hey, everyone. I think Cardinals and Sabwas are my favorite. Is that the... I'm pretty sure is that the scientific name for Ruminos Rasbora? I might be wrong. But what's up, Rio? Rio, every single week I get people like, you stole Rio's video for your background. And I'm like, no. He gave it to me. I didn't steal it. He gave it to me. But every week, man, you're famous. Everyone knows you, I swear. How many lemon tetras would you put in a 29-gallon community? Honestly, my answer is probably going to be the same for every tetra. Probably around a dozen. It's a 3-foot tank, but it's pretty narrow, so probably around a dozen. Favorite schooling fish with rainbows. Thinking corridors, maybe something other midwater. So Anna, a fish that not a lot of people go to that's a really good schooling fish, especially with rainbows, are Danios. Now, corridoras being my favorite, I'm always going to put corridoras with rainbows. However, like, Danios are a great fish because they're just as fast as rainbows, if not faster, and they hold up really well, and they'll school together, which is really nice. So, yeah, Danios. You got to put Danios on the list. I've got some Danios that are, like, brand new, never before seen in the hobby, that I got, that Robert hooked me up with from Aquarium Co-op. And I haven't shown them on video yet, but in due time, they're really cool. They have yellow fins and kind of like a blue body, so that's pretty cool. Rio says, yep, Asian Ruminos, and I get comments saying the same thing. Awesome, I know. People are probably like commenting like, hey, this old dude in America stole your video. That's funny. Let's see. Carolyn with the $10 super chat says, for the critters, sorry, I don't know, I probably missed that, but I see it now, so thank you. Not sure how long ago that was. Let's just put this on the screen here so I don't miss them. There we go. Yes, Ruminos, I'm glad. I'm not very good with scientific names of like tetras and rasboras. Rainbow fish and African cichlids. I'm pretty good with scientific names, but yeah, not those guys. So cautious, I think, let's see. I think you asked about ideas for 75-gallon. Rainbow fish, duh, rainbow fish. Need snails, best one for Amazon puffers. Pond snails, ram's horn snails, the best. Easy, you can just breed them in a 5-gallon bucket outside. Super easy. Steel Angus says, I have Galaxy Rasboras in a planted 10-gallon. They hang out together, but one normally is always alone. There's always that one guy in the group, right? Normally, that would set off some kind of like bells and whistles in my head if there's just like one off to the side by itself. Maybe there's something wrong. I'd probably give it some extra attention. Keep an eye on it. Make sure, you don't start seeing any fungus or spots on it. Yeah, there's usually something going on when they're hanging out by themselves. Will rainbow shiners school with other fish? Yes, they will school with rainbows. They will school with denison barbs because I kept them with rainbows and I kept them with denison barbs. So yeah, another fish that will school with other fish that you might not think about are flying foxes or like Siamese algae eaters. They will also school with other fish, normally after a water change. Old dude, how old am I? I am older than dirt. Older than dirt. I mean, look, you don't get this gray hair by being young. Oh, Candy said how old I am. I didn't know we were sharing each other's ages, Candy. Now, being Candy's birthday, I think we should maybe say how old Candy is since we're sharing. Thoughts on minimum tank size for Rhinocentris or not a school? All right, so my thoughts have changed. If you would have asked me this last year, I would have said like a 20 long. Now I'm going to say like minimum 29 gallon. That extra few inches makes a big deal. Rhinocentris or not, they get a lot bigger than I thought they did. I would not even classify them as a nano fish. But yeah, mine grew super large this year. Of course, they were outside in a pond, which I'm sure helped, but yeah, so I would go 29 minimum. It would be for me. Now you can keep them in like a 20 long for a long time. They don't grow super fast. They're not slow growers, but yeah. Sean says my husband has had gray hair since first grade, so that's not too accurate. Whoa. I can't wait for YouTube to allow gift comments. I have great megaphone one for you, Candy. Never. I will say, if YouTube ever allowed gift comments, I would turn that feature off. Because there's no way I would be able to keep up with comments having to scroll through gifts. That would be awful. What is 4.9864 divided by 17.965 times 32 minus XYZ? Bob, rainbow fish. Yep, that's true. X equals rainbow fish. 38 here. I got all 38, and I got all gray hair. Wait, and I got gray all over my beard and hair. Well, I guess the nice thing is I don't have gray hair. Are there any schooling fish that are sort of spangled that would go well with the spangled look of? See, you're hitting me with these scientific names. I'm gonna have to Google this one. Where can I Google this? Over here. Oh yes, these are definitely not my forte. I would probably say Congo Tetras. Congo Tetras. Hey, Bob, have you ever kept crystal red shrimp? Yes, Jacob Hill. I have red crystal shrimp right now, and I got a ton of them. They are starting to produce like crazy. I'll probably have some on my website next year. But yeah, I do have them. I started with, I want to say about a dozen. Well over a year ago, and most of them died, so I had maybe like 2 or 3, so I got another over the course of like a few months. They just kept dying off. Diamond Tetras, there you go. Diamond Tetras, they school and are spangled. There you go. So anyway, so I bought 12. Most of them died off over the course of a couple months. I bought 12 more from a different source, and those ones stayed alive, but I never got any shrimplets for like a year. They just lived, they would eat, nothing, no shrimplets. Until just probably about 3 or 4 months ago, And now they have started pooping out shrimp like crazy. They're in a 20 long. I want to say the substrate is Mr. Aqua Soil. So kind of a more budget aqua soil. And yeah, I don't know what took them so long to get going, but yeah, they're going now, and I have a ton of them, which is awesome. I got babies everywhere. How many silver tips would you max out at? I'm going to add 12 marble hatchets. We didn't even talk about hatchets as a schooling fish. Hatchet fish are a schooling fish and a really fun fish. I'm lucky to have a peaceful opaline gourami and about 8 to 10 bronze corridoras. So how many silver tips? I would probably do maybe around like 15-ish. 15. BM3 Aquatics says, Bob, what do you think about rainbow fish? I think they're awesome. I just shipped out. So somebody bought some of my threadfin rainbow fish, and I miscounted. So this person is getting extra threadfin rainbows. So lucky you. After I'd already sealed the bag and packed them up, I was like, wait a minute. They didn't order this many. And it's only a couple extras, so it's not even that big a deal anyways. It wasn't enough for me to like bust open the bag and take them out. So they're going to get a couple extra, which is always nice. But they're awesome. You got to be careful what you put them with because of their thread fins. Obviously, you don't want those to get nipped. So just be careful. Dean's Fish Room. Dean, I spoiled the beans earlier and told him that we hung out this weekend. We got some videos coming out. Pretty excited about it, and hopefully get invited back to film the rest of your tanks. Sean V says, oh, speaking of babies, I brought up my weird acting rainbows last week. Today I woke up to see about 15-ish free swimming fry at the top of the tank. Totally unexpected. Yep. Yeah, when you see them doing, it looks like they're sparring, or kind of like, it looks like they're getting electrocuted, really. That means they're going to have eggs and hopefully fry in a couple days. Well, a little longer, in a couple days, depending on the species. Michael says, any tips for my new 125? I got multis, something on the other side or up high, Ciprochromis. So when I did although it was only a 75-gallon tank, I had multis, Ciprochromis for top, and then I had a rock pile for Julidochromis, and it's really an unbeatable combination. It's a lot of fun. You could do like Compressiceps as well instead of Julidochromis, but really, if you're getting into Lake Tanganyika, there's no shortage of fish. There's a lot of cool combos that you can do, but I think one of the funnest one was Shelly's Ciprochromis and Julidochromis. Danny says, evening, Dean. Thanks again for having us. Such an honor. Very inspiring trip. Yep. It was. It definitely made me motivated. How many Congo Tetras can go in a 29-gallon? So Congo Tetras get kind of big. I probably, in a 29-gallon, I don't know that I would do more than 10. Maybe like 8. Do you need RODI water for crystal reds? A lot of people do RODI water. I do tap water, but my tap water is basically RODI. So, I mean, it's insanely soft. It's like 6.7-ish pH, and there's like no minerals at all. So, notice I have a Norman's Lampi killifish, only one. I'll take it. Rach, I got 20 of those in. I bought 20 of them probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they're going to be going in a tank, and I'm going to start breeding those again as well. I bred those about 5 years ago, so I'm pretty excited about that. Orphan Slayer, anytime you get free fish, can't complain, right? Unless it's like, I don't know, a convict or something. Ugh. Anyways, I want to put 3 Bolivian Rams in a community tank, but I'm worried about aggression. I wouldn't be worried about it. I'm more of a beginner. Should I only get males or females, or is it not really a problem? So, I think it would depend on the size of the tank, but I consider Bolivian Rams to be just fine in community aquariums. I even had my Bolivian Rams spawn multiple times, and while they'll definitely protect their eggs, they won't like actively go out and kill stuff. So if something gets close, they just shoot away. That's it. So yeah. Michael says, thanks, Bob. Long-time listener, but usually lurker mode. So busy with the $10 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Trish says, Jacob, I use 10s, but I think 20s get better results. Oops. I love it when you guys answer each other's questions. Multi-hijacker says, Emperor Tetras were always my number one spot for Tetras, but I couldn't find any, so after a while I had to find a new favorite, that being silver teps, but if I find some, I'd love to have them. Yeah, I see them on the list every once in a while. They're not too uncommon, but it's probably something that you would have to go to like an LFS and specifically ask to like custom order, because they're out there. They're out there. Steel Angus says, thoughts on channel catfish versus I wouldn't get either of them. My golden albino died after bringing it home from Petco. He was donated to them, and I bought him and a giant pleco for $5. So neither of those are fish that I would ever get just because of their size. If I would definitely take probably a red-tailed catfish over channel catfish, but again, I'm not really into either of them. So, yeah. It was fun to have you over. Can't wait to see the results. Yeah, so Dean, I kind of talked about this in the announcements at the beginning of my stream. I don't know how well the fish room tour video is going to be, because I was kind of in awe of all the fish, and I wasn't really narrating. I didn't really talk a lot. I was just like, man, this place is so cool. So we'll see how well it turns out, but I think it'll be fun either way. And like I said, hopefully come back. Hey Bob, what are your top 3 favorite rainbow fish? So Radinocentris, any Radinocentris is going to be number 1. Number 2, man. I don't know. So it changes. Like, you could ask me this in a couple months and it would be different. But I really like the yellow rainbows. They're super hardy. They don't need a heater. They can go cold, which is nice. And then I also really like the Parkinsoni rainbow fish. I think it's just super underrated in the hobby. Like, it's a full-grown Parkinsoni rainbow fish is really amazing. They get like the whole like back half of their bodies get these yellow or orange blotches like all over. So yeah, they're really unique, and you don't see them very often. And I don't know anyone that breeds them. All right. Making sure that wasn't important. Usually when people message me in my stream, it's got to be important, but Cory, that was not important. I taught culinary there. Dean says I taught culinary there for 4 to 5. Jeez. Let's just take a time out. All right. Dean says I taught culinary there 5 to 6 years, but retired from there 2 years ago. Still in touch with the rest of the department that I worked with. All right. Clearly not talking to me, so boy. Brian P says, love Parkinsoni. I have 2 male, 2 female in my rainbow tank. Yes. A long time ago, I actually got some that were supposedly from Gary Lang. They were eggs from Gary Lang, raised them up. And then, honestly, it was so long ago, I don't remember what I ever did with them. But I'll tell you what, getting rid of them was probably the worst thing I've ever done. Well, not by far, but, hobby-related, I should say. Hobby-related. I have a massive pond, and I'm planning... see? Now, if you have a massive pond, I could see why you're getting those fish. But for me, if I had a massive pond, it just means more rainbow fish. Only 175 likes. That's pretty good, but only 25 more to 200. So hit the like button. Today, Junior. I just watched that movie. Dean's Fisher, same. Hopefully he got footage of some of your system. Knew I should have taken notes. Spent the night mapping it out. Yeah, we got a lot of ideas. Well, Danny got a lot of ideas for her fish room. And I told her that, I said, you better be paying attention because I'm filming. I'm not paying attention to anything. So, top favorite snacks, beef jerky by far. Like, there's like beef jerky way up here, and then there's everything else way down below. School of silver tip tetras with Amazon puffer, or should I go with neon so they don't outcompete? First of all, you should have a school of Amazon puffers and a school of silver tip tetras. I would not go neons. I would definitely go silver tip. Multi-Jacker says, hey, Bob, random question. If you have 4 female pea puffers and a 20 long, could you start looking at other tank mates? Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Trish says, you got rid of Gary Langstock. What was you thinking? I've done it multiple times. I had my Gary Lang Bosemani that I gave the whole, it was only like 8 fish to Bentley a couple years ago. I don't know whatever happened to those. Oh, excuse me. He was supposed to breed them, and then we were going to split the spawn. I should probably message him. I don't know whatever happened to those. Moonstone Aquatics, what's up? $25 super chat. Happy holidays. Definitely my favorite time of year. Tomorrow is December. I love the holidays. 200 like. There you go. You win. Beef jerky is good. Well, yeah. So when I say beef jerky, I mean all jerky. Bear jerky, deer jerky, elk, beef. I don't care. Actually, turkey jerky kind of sucks. That stuff is awful. But any other jerky. We have a jerky outlet store like 5 minutes away from me, and it's so expensive, but it's so good. I try to only go there like once or twice a year. Like a pound of beef jerky is like $20. It's ridiculous, but it's so good. So good. Jack says, what's in the tank behind you? There are ember tetras and a mono shrimp. Ember tetras and a mono shrimp. Bob, if you like beef jerky, go to Amazon and look up. I don't know what that is. It's some very stuff. It's some good stuff. I don't know. Minqua jerky. I've looked at jerky on Amazon and it's even more expensive. So, yeah. I'll take a quick time out here. Gather my thoughts. Minqua beef jerky. Yeah, see, a 7-ounce pack is $43. Amazon is not the place to buy beef jerky. I'm telling you. Bison jerky is awesome. Yeah, I'm a fan of elk jerky. Like elk. I like bear jerky because it's usually really salty. And I like salt. What can I say? Excuse me. Did you get any good Black Friday deals? I got 6 Fluval lights, 50% off. Wow, that's pretty insane. 3 24s and 3 36 inchers. So I did get Black Friday deals, but nothing fish related. Nothing fish related. I bought a new sleeping bag that was $50 off at Cabela's. That was my Black Friday score. Your sodium must be through the roof. Nope, not at all. Not at all. See this water right here? This 1 liter thing of water? I probably go through 6 or 7 of these easily a day. And I get my sodium tested every year when I do my physical, and it's not even close. I mean, it's pretty low, to be honest. Trey says, I had bear jerky for the first time. It's a long like most jerkies I've had. What? It's a lot? Maybe a lot like most jerkies? Maybe? I don't know. Christina says, I got one of those Fluval lights for more than 50% off because they made a mistake. So was this like a Petco or PetSmart or an Amazon thing? Honestly, I wasn't even paying attention. I had zero expectations of any sales this year, and then people were posting all their deals, and I was like, oh, well, I didn't expect that. So I wasn't even paying attention. Red Light Robot says, I'm curious what people would want to keep with a school of Blue King Tetras. I know what those are. They are large, fast, and nippy. I like Madagascar rainbows. Ideas. Why not Madagascar? The problem I think you're going to run into is finding Madagascar rainbows that are not like an inch long and are going to get nipped to death. Anytime I see Madagascan rainbows on the list, they're really, really, really small, like an inch and a quarter. So I don't know. That might be an issue. Christina says, yes, it was a Petco, and the one I bought, the box was empty, so they gave me the bigger one for the same price. Ooh, so someone stole one, essentially. Oh, here we go. Brian P with the $5 jerky fund. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Beef jerky is insanely expensive. I bought my own dehydrator, but I have not mastered the art of making beef jerky. I mean, I can make it. It tastes good. It's pretty decent. But I thought that buying a dehydrator would make beef jerky cheaper, but I don't find that to be the case. So I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Like everyone says, get a dehydrator and make your own jerky because it's way cheaper. But I'm spending just as much, if not more. So I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. To be fair, I haven't spent a lot of time researching it, but actually, I made ground beef jerky that was really good. I was really surprised about that. Rach says, hey, I forgot to mention, I got my first ever pocket knife. It's a buck, ready for anything. They let you have pocket knives in California? That's surprising. Just kidding. Might need to cut my frozen bloodworms. That's what I use. One of my many uses for my pocket knife is to cut up my cubes. Do you have any pseudomonas? Pseudomcgill, I'm guessing is what you're trying to say. Rainbows currently. I have Pseudomcgill gertrude, and I have Pseudomcgill luminatus currently. I don't think I have any other pseudomoggles. Carolyn says, Bob, you can make your own beef jerky. Yeah, I do. But again, I'm not very efficient at it yet. I have 8 kangaroo and ostrich jerky. I've had ostrich burgers, and those are really good. You can't find ostrich meat, at least not in my area anymore. Kind of weird. I actually forgot about that. Bag a bull elk, and you're set on jerky for a long while. Yeah. You definitely, an elk lasts a very long time, for sure. Hello, fishy folks, says Ginger Graves. I was lurking and shopping on Amazon's for Bob's shelters. Gotta help load that truck. We're pretty close. We are pretty close to actually filling the entire bed of my truck again. It's going to be awesome. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a video of it, but I'm definitely going to take lots of pictures and post pictures. But as far as videos, because I'm going to be donating it while I'm volunteering, they don't allow cameras. So, whereas the last time we did it, I had Jimmy, and we just filmed, and then when we're inside, you can kind of see, like, we're kind of hiding the camera, or not making it too obvious, so I haven't figured out how I'm going to film it yet, but at the very least, we'll get pictures, for sure. T-Shot with a $5 super chat says, Bobo, am I asking for trouble to put a male juvenile orange flash Apistos back in the tank with its parents? Dad is 3 to 4 inches, mom 1.5. Juvie is the size of a mom. No. I mean, if you're doing it in like a 5-gallon tank, yeah, you're asking for trouble. But if that tank has any size, you're probably just fine. And the other thing is that you'll notice it. If there is an issue, you'll notice it before it gets killed. And like videos of them, like in the Amazon, like wild, you'll see them just schooling around everywhere. Really, really cool fish to watch school. And when I had my large colony, they did it after every water change. They would school like clockwork. Really cool fish. Rach says the Gertrudes are on my list for sure. Yep, and mine are Gary Lang strain. So yeah, suck it. Dragon Lair, what's up, buddy? I love jerky, but I can't eat it anymore. Dentures don't do well with jerky. Oof. Boy, if I couldn't eat jerky, I think I'd just kill myself. That'd be rough. I don't know. What would I do? I'd probably, I don't know, put it in a grinder. I would do something. You got to have jerky. Man, it's so good. Ginger says, I am a fan of bacon jerky. Love me some bacon. Yep. Gonna bring a bacon on the camping trip this weekend. Gonna have some, I need some Tosh 2.0 web redemption on my baking cooking because I burned the crap out of it a week and a half ago. So I need to do better. I need to do better. I remember you was talking bad about convicts, but you can hate the marbled. The marbled? But you can hate? I don't know. I feel like I can talk bad about convicts and marbled. I don't know what you're saying. Bob, you missed my semi story. I sure did. Let me... I hope this is not going to be a sad story. I can only scroll up so far. And I don't see it. You might have to repeat the story. Am I selling some of my pseudomagills? Again, when my fish room's done, it is on the list to breed them, and then I will, for sure. Starting next year, I'm going to try to transition to only sell fish that I breed. No more wholesale fish. It's just too hit or miss. Man, it's rough buying fish wholesale, let me tell you. I don't see Luminatus on the website. Did they sell out? It's because I might have misread your question. I'm not selling them, but I do have them. I'm not selling them, but I have them. Another beautiful rainbow are Pseudomagill cyandoralis. Yes. Looks so much like bird or insects and have more color than threadfin. Yeah, but they're brackish, which, you know, whatever. They don't require a lot of salt, but they definitely need a little bit. But yeah, the Pseudomagill cyandoralis, and they're probably the easiest Pseudomagill to breed as well, which is nice. But I can't hate marbled convicts. Well, see, the thing I hate about convicts is how prolific they are. So if a marbled convict is just as prolific as a regular convict, then yeah, I'm going to hate them. And their aggression, I don't like that either. She tried to eat my hand first. She got my hand. She struck my hand. I don't know. You said head, but I'm hoping she didn't try to eat your head, and that's a typo for hand. But yeah, she struck my hand and latched on for probably like a good 10 minutes, and then before she let go. And you just have to sit there. Like, she struck it. She got me right here, right in the web, and then coiled around my hand, and I just had to sit there with like blood dripping everywhere until she decided to let go. That was pretty fun. At least it doesn't hurt that bad though, so that's nice. At least just a little sting. Wait, says Zen Ginger. Wait, hold the phone. There's a rainbow I can put with my mud skippers. Yes, Cyandoralis. I think HC Aqua breeds and sells them. I could be wrong. He meant head. He bent over. Oh, yikes. She's nippy. She's a feisty girl. I'm pretty sure I warned you about that. Man. My head bob, I bent over in front of her face and she bit the top of my head. I told you she was feisty. I told you. Regina Flangy, hey, Zen Ginger, you have mud skippers? Yes, she does. Steenfott Aquatics, reply to your reply. It would only be the 3 of them in a 20-gallon long planted tank with some Cardinal Tetras. Not sure that's big enough. In my 20 long, I think I have 5 or 6 juvenile Apistos. I think as long as there's multiple like line of sight breaks, multiple caves, things like that, I think you'd be all right. I think it'd be okay. Zen says, okay, I'll ask HC is where I got the mud skippers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was breeding them. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm like 99.834% positive that it was him. Hey Bob, if you could only have one or the other, would you rather have jerky or steak? So if this is like one for the rest of my life, I'd rather have jerky, because it's better, like it's better for my lifestyle. Like I could take jerky anywhere. I could eat it at any time if I don't have access to a fire or a stove. If we're in the apocalypse and I just have this unlimited supply of jerky, I don't have to worry about cooking it. So I'd have to go jerky just for survival reasons. What else? Dragonlair says she has been really calm and handles well. Yeah, she does. She does. I remember. She does handle well. Rach says, who and what is this? So my carpet python name is Semi, and I mailed her to Dragon Lair to spawn and have little baby snakes, and she bit him on the head. Makeup says Sumagil, Sanderalis, but I'm not sure they will survive an escape with mud skippers. I think they would do fine. Like, I mean, I don't see a scenario like the mud skippers are not going to eat them. I feel like the mud skippers are just too slow anyways, but I think it'd be all right. Do you think mollies can go in an arowana tank? Other dither fish ideas? So I'm not a big arowana guy at all. I think fish small enough to fit in its mouth is going to be a snack. Now, I'm not an expert by any means. I've never kept an arowana, so you know that would be a better question for like John at KG Tropicals, who shout out live streams every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And he's kept lots of arowanas throughout his days, so that would be a better person to ask on his live stream. Herp Diversity says, I just recently started a breeding project with albino garters. Interesting. You don't see a lot of people working with garter snakes. That's kind of cool. If they don't eat the Tetra, they probably can't eat the rainbow. Would you choose to shop at the co-op over others? Wait, Steve says, okay. Would choose to shop at the co-op over others, but on this particular item, looking for Cyber Monday dealio. I haven't been paying attention forever. Like, unless there's like a Cyber Monday deal on lumber, because that's what I need. Lumber is so expensive in Washington State. We're surrounded by trees, but yet it's still so expensive. That's all I need. That's all I need right now is lumber. So that's all I'm really concerned about. I don't need really any fish stuff at all. And so if I was looking at Cyber Monday deals, all I would be doing is spending money on stuff I don't need. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I haven't been paying attention at all. If you want dithers for an arowana, I'd go with Red Hook or Tiger Silver Dollars. Excuse me. Let's see. Had a little brain fart there for a second. Mud skippers eat or kill everything, especially if West African. I forget what type you have. I don't know. I feel like rainbows would be all right, but I could be a little biased towards rainbows. Maybe they're not as smart as I think they are. Are the Boswanis you sell from Gary Lane's line? Yes, Insidious, they are. So, I'll probably be removing like his name on a lot of this stuff. But let me see. Boswani. Let's see. So yeah, anything that's gonna say hobbyist bred is gonna be like a Gary Lang. But like the yellow rainbow fish I sell are a Gerald Allen strain. But again, it says hobbyist bred. So I'm slowly starting to remove like name dropping from these fish profiles. Well, see, I still have it on the Pracox rainbow, Gary Lang strain of Melanotania Pracox. So I'll have to get rid of that too. And it's nothing like none of them have come out and asked me to do it. You know, no one has come to me with an issue of name dropping to sell their fish, but yeah, I'm just doing that proactively. All right. Trey says, I do some woodworking. Wish I could share photos of couvered tank stand and wood prices are insane right now. Yes. Yep. I mean, that's like my biggest expense right now in finishing the fish rooms is lumber. Like, I mean, I need like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not like thousands of dollars in lumber. And like plywood, 3/4 inch plywood is ridiculous. Like $50-$60. It's insane. I can't pay that. Okay, I realized after I posted, I will find your video, Ginger. Oh, yep. What else do we got? Tawa Zanga. Tawa Zanga has mud skippers with a single buffer. Tawa Zanga? Tazawa. Tawa Zanga. I'm gonna start calling him that from now on. He messaged me a couple days ago. I'm gonna call him Tawa Zanga. Ever tried blue sun Danio axelrodi? Also a very nice schooling fish. No, I have not actually. I do know that. I actually know that fish. I don't know how to pronounce that fish, but I want a zero bearded dragon so bad. I have no idea what's a zero. I know what a bearded dragon is, but I don't know what a zero bearded dragon is. Zero? I don't know. I feel like I'm confused a lot tonight. Regina says, my fish store has mud skippers. I can't stop looking at them. They're pretty neat bazinga. They're pretty neat fish for sure, mud skippers. I've almost pulled the trigger a couple times. I also almost got the freshwater blennies again that are not freshwater. So the top hat blenny, they're available again for me to buy wholesale. I've almost bought them, but I don't know if I'm sold on a brackish tank yet. I don't know. Polycarbonate sheets for lids has gone nuts, doubled in price recently. Really? I've got a backlog of those. I got 3 or 4 sheets in my garage that I haven't used yet, thankfully. But I kind of want to go glass after seeing Dean's Fish Room. I do use the polycarbonate lids now, and I kind of want to go glass. He gave me some. Him and Danny both had some tips on getting glass cheap and for free. So I don't know. I might do glass. I don't know. We'll see. Knight Rider says, Steenfott Aquatics, what's the deal with Gary Lang's corrected Glossolepis wanamensis emerald rainbows? Is anyone selling them? Yes, I can get them right now. I get hundreds of them, and I've been so close to buying them. The deal is that his are pure strain, just like all his other fish. So a lot of wanamensis you see in the hobby are crossbred. And they're just not the real thing. They still look cool. They're still awesome fish, but they're not the real thing. And everybody wants pure strain wanamensis. And I do have access to them now. They're very expensive, though, which is why I haven't pulled the trigger. So I would have to sell them. If I bought them, I would have to sell them. Like, the cheapest I could sell them is for $20 a piece, and I don't think people would pay that, so I haven't bought them. But we'll see. Trish says, Dean's lids that have the hinges are very sweet. Yeah, well, everything in his, like, I was pretty set on what I want to do with my fish rooms. Then I goes to Dean and see his fish room, and now I'm like, I'm just going to tear it all down and start over, which would be like the 18th time that I've tore it down and start over. Because he's like, what are you doing that for? That's stupid. You should do it this way. And I'm like, oh, you're right. That is stupid. So, I don't know. Never ends. Herb Diversity says, I decided to go with a slightly brighter orange and yellow beardy, no fancy morph. There's some like really insane orange beardies out there, like crazy orange. It's insane. I just made a sliding glass lid for my son's guppies in our kitchen tank. Yeah. I wouldn't do sliding. I would definitely do hinged over sliding, but I don't know. If I can find that hookup on glass, I'm going to do glass. Planaria in a shrimp tank with snail and live plants. Problem? Only if you don't like it. Danny says, same. Definitely going glass. He sold me. I would. If you need to clear up space, I would definitely take your extra polycarbonate panels if you need to get rid of them. I'm still going to do polycarbonate tops for outdoor tubs. What was your first ever aquarium like? Jacob, my first ever aquarium was a 29-gallon aquarium with angelfish, bala sharks, red tail sharks, rainbow shark, and a black shark, and then various tetras. It was just a giant mess. It was a nightmare. Looking back on it, then I thought it was the coolest thing ever because I was a kid and I got sharks. This is awesome. Now looking back on it, it's just a nightmare. So yeah, that's my first tank. Our living room tank is simply just a glass sheet with a corner cut off for the heater cord and filter tube. It works. It works. I'm interested in getting back into beardies too. I miss them. So sweet. Moonstone, bearded. The nice thing about beardeds is that Dubia roaches. Like, you get yourself a Dubia roach colony. Now you have your bearded, 1, 2, 20 of them. It doesn't matter. You got your Dubia roaches. You got free food for life. That's amazing. They'll just plow through Dubia roaches. Any ideas for a solid lid for a 50-gallon low boy? That's going to be a little tougher. Obviously, you could do it with glass, but it's going to have to be pretty thick so it doesn't bow. So you could probably do it with it. You need like a 1/4 inch probably piece of glass. It'd be pretty rough. Hey. Nothing is in life. Show the sharks. This was like 30 years ago. No, this would be like 25 years ago. I definitely don't have that tank anymore. Don't put a lid on a low boy. I had a lid on my low boy. I used the polycarbonate panels, and like the polycarbonate, that was like, I mean, it would bow just a little bit. That was definitely like the max length for the polycarbonate. If I did it again, I would still use polycarbonate, but I would cut them shortwise instead of having it long. So 2-foot sections, not 4-foot. But it wasn't terrible. It worked. Mike's Aquatics and Things says, I just got Hal Mahara Indonesian blue tongue skink. Those are like the garbage disposals of the reptile world. I mean that in a good way, like they eat anything and everything. Was a kid's pet and lost interest in it. Parents called my nephew and asked him to take it. All right. Rach says, Candy Classic. He lives in California, kind of near me. He's willing to give me MTS if he's ready. This will be... Wait. If he's reading this, he will laugh. He remembers me. We chatted. I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but that's all right. Keep talking amongst yourselves. Anyways, boy, a lot of bearded dragons. You said it, Moonstone. Beardies are the best. Do those roaches stink as bad as crickets? No. Roaches are amazing. Dubia roaches, by far, in my opinion, the best thing that you could grow for your reptiles. Dubia roaches. They don't smell. They don't make noise. They don't climb, so you can just put them in obviously they can climb on like walls and wood, but you get the plastic totes. They can't climb up the plastic. You literally just take whatever leftovers you had. You say you make dinner, you got some leftovers, you just throw it in there, and they'll eat it. Doesn't matter what it is, they throw it in there. You throw it in there, and they eat it. They're super easy to breed. Yeah, they're just awesome. Can't go wrong. They are the best. They have... well, let's be fair. Crickets are pretty much like the Taco Bell of live food for reptiles. So Dubia roaches, way better nutritional value. Roaches are the best. Don't tell your girlfriend you have them. That's the nice thing, is that they're really quiet. You can just put them in a tote. You can cut out the top, put like a string cover so they get some sort of ventilation. You don't really have to have that, but I do it because then your food will rot faster if you don't have ventilation, and then it's just not a good scenario. Yeah, and then you can just like stick it under a bed, stick it in a closet, stick it somewhere warm, and that's it. They'll do the rest. Hey Bob, found out what the nitrite and nitrate spike in my tank came from. Tap water is 300 parts per million up on each. If I were you, I would be calling my water company. That's insane. I definitely would not be drinking that water. So you gotta have something dead in your pipes or something. I don't know. Herb Diversity says lobster roaches and Turkestan roaches are cheaper and grow faster. Air Apostle says Dubia all the way. I've never seen lobster or Turkestan ever available near me. Everyone has Dubia roaches. Way easier to get. Please get Dubia roaches. If in Florida, don't get other roaches. Stuff gets real crazy real fast. That's the other nice thing about Dubia roaches is at least me in Washington State, if they get loose, if I accidentally knock over my tub of roaches, which I may or may not have done, depending on who I'm talking to. They won't survive. They'll, like, if if they get out in the summer, obviously they'll survive. But as soon as it starts getting cold, they'll just die off, and you don't got to worry about releasing, insects into the wild. They're not supposed to be there. Nothing invasive. Leslie's Aquatic says, "Oh my goodness, it's scary how sneaky roaches are. I didn't want to hear all this. I'm just kidding, by the way. I know what you mean. Dubia are easier to get and better for most people. I mean, all roaches are pretty awesome. A lot of people use hissing roaches. The nice thing is that they're like super clean. Also, if you get like the 55-gallon totes at Home Depot, you could literally have a bajillion roaches living in that thing. And if the apocalypse comes, you have an unlimited supply of food for yourself. Just saying. Like roasted roaches, it's a thing. And you may think that's disgusting, but you're going to eat those before you die. And they don't actually taste that bad if you roast them. Dubia are the way to go. Though I had a colony of giant cave roaches. That was a lot of fun. All right. Furlow's Aquatic says, a blue-eyed leucistic ball python is the snake I never knew I needed. So pretty. A lot of reptile talk tonight. I love it. I love it. Rad. Regina. Ooh. I'm telling you, eating dubia roaches is way better than dying. But, you know what? That's just like my opinion, dude. Okay, what else do we got going on? Looks like we got a fish question, or a fish comment at least. Insidious says, originally I planned a 55-gallon planted tank and I estimated $700. However, after realizing I made a couple mistakes, if I finish my tank, it'll cost $1,000. Does that seem like a lot? It's all relative. If you're a billionaire, it's not a lot. If you're a bum on the street, it's a lot. So, I don't know. To the average person, that's probably a lot. I don't think that it would cost me $1,000 to set up a Planet 55. But again, it just depends. Like, if you're using the Amano, soil, if you're using Fluval 3.0, if you're buying like Dragonstone, it could probably add up pretty quick. You could probably get to $1,000 pretty easily. Dragonlair says, my friend Tanner has 15 species of roaches, as well as 50 species of roly-polies. I'm down to 4. So remember, like, 2 years ago or something, I went a little crazy and got, I think at one point I had like 16 different species. I'm now down to 4, and that's where I plan to keep it. That's all I need, just 4 species. I keep my reptiles fed with those 4, just fine. Nataku says, a lot of crossover folks here keeping rep fish and herps. My 220-gallon is a paludarium housing a boa constrictor, angelfish, rainbows, and pictus catfish. Dubia jerky? I don't think that's possible. I don't know that you could do dubia jerky. Alex says, could easily spend $1,000 on a 55-gallon. Yeah, I mean, especially if you figure, like, if you buy a brand new one, not at $1 per gallon sale, I mean, that's $100 and some right there. So that's over a tenth of your cost. Even if you use Eco Complete, you need like 3 bags. That's $60. And you're not even talking about the price of fish. Fish are expensive. The orange isopods you sent us are multiplying like crazy. So let's see. I have jumbos. I have orange and Dalmatian and dairy cow, which to me look exactly like Dalmatian, but those are the 4 species that I have. I might actually have dwarf whites too. I put dwarf whites in my crested gecko tank, so as long as they didn't die, then they should be in there too. When I was stationed in Korea, we ate beetle soup at night with guys in the Korean Navy. When it's 25 degrees outside, you'll eat anything hot. I agree with that. I've spent a few nights in some really cold weather the last month, so anything hot does seem amazing. Can crystal shrimp live in 7.5 pH? I'm not a crystal shrimp expert, but I feel like I've seen people do it. I don't know if I was a beginner. I don't know that I would try that, but I feel like I've seen it done. My 20 long cost me $632, and I don't have fish in it yet. There you go. Yep. Is there enough alcohol to remove that last recipe idea? Dragon Lair says I have dairy cows and in my giant day gecko tank. I'm constantly putting these isopods in my tank. So I have my rack of isopods, and whenever there's just a ton of them, I always dump them in my tanks. I haven't actually like spent too much time in my tanks to see if they're reproducing in my tank, but most of my reptile tanks are just like my aquariums, just a giant jungle mess. There are plants everywhere. Anyone is it worth growing out brine shrimp? I'm gonna do it just for fun though. I'm not doing it for any other reason other than just to do it. It seems like fun. Cory had his brine shrimp pond and it seemed pretty awesome, so I'm gonna try it. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it in a 40 breeder, or I also have a 90-gallon tank that I'm not using for anything, so I might try it a 90-gallon brine shrimp tank. Be kind of weird, but I think it'd be cool. Roberto says, breeding CPD in a 16 tank with embers and Cory's possible. Probably not. You might get like 1 or 2 fry to survive, but you're not going to get the best survival rates. The dairy cows are really neat. Dairy cows, yes. Yep, but to me they look just like, gosh, what did I just say? The other ones that are black and white. Brain fart. Moving on. Hey Bob, have you ever built your own aquarium? No. Nope. I don't know that I ever will. I want to build a plywood aquarium someday, but it would be just something that I do for fun, so it's not really like high on the priority list, especially with the cost of plywood right now being insanely overpriced. Might be okay to feed your adult fish, just not the miracle food for your little ones. What are you guys talking about? What did I miss? Depends. Baby brine shrimp is the best food, while adults don't have much. Oh, talking about adults. Yeah, I mean, I would feed adults to like my hairy puffer as like a treat, like a snack. But yeah, I wouldn't expect much. Hey, stop. You'd only use like 3 bags of Eco Complete in a 55. I've been told it's 6 bags just to get 3 inches of depth, which is like $120. Yeah, I always go more. I'm thinking like minimum 3 bags. But like 2 bags in a 40-gallon is like nothing. Like nothing. It's like 1 inch of substrate. So I always use more. But I don't know. If you look at a lot of these Planet Tank videos, I feel like people are like just like barely having any substrate. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I like deep substrate, at least 3 inches, especially for Planet Tanks. It just makes planting plants way easier. My daughter loves roly-polies. I'd have to sneak feed them for critter food. We had to quit feeding live crickets one year. The 12 we bought one day became her pets. Wow. That's not a very good pet. I can't stand crickets. They're noisy. They stink. Everything about them is annoying. I couldn't imagine having them as pets. Regina says, I watched your video of your hairy puffer. Total hunter. Yeah. That's such a cool fish. One of my favorite fish. I had a hairy puffer probably about 5 years ago that didn't do well. And so this is my second go of it. And so far, knock on wood, he's doing really, really well. Really well. Really outgoing. He doesn't just sit around like Potato, my other puffer. And yeah, so it's awesome. I highly recommend hairy puffers if you can find them and if you want to spend that kind of money. Dragon Lair says, Mike, I got them from Tanner. He has a business, Medieval Serpents. He is a fixture at the Herp Sales show in Southeast. He lives near Mobile, Alabama. Would the Ember Tetras be the problem or the Corys with the case of the CPDs? Both. Both would eat the eggs. Yeah, especially the Corridoras would definitely eat the eggs. Streetwise says, crickets escape, then make noise. Yep. Chevy Fish, linking my car channel. That channel is slowly dying off into the abyss. I have filmed the same video like 3 times, and I just don't like how they turn out. So, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do to that channel, but thank you for linking it. I'll probably post a new video here pretty soon. I've been getting enough footage. I can make something work. Ricky says, my blue Rams school, but I think they're both males, or does that mean they're a pair, only have 2? Well, it would be a pair of fish, for sure, if you have 2 of them, but 2 would not qualify as a school, but they might swim around together, but technically not a school. But I get what you're saying. I raise mealworms for my day geckos and my redfoot tortoises. Mealworms, huh? I've looked into doing the mealworm thing, but I don't know. Dubia Roaches are so easy. I don't know why you would do anything else. Clyde says, I love fish. Me too, buddy. Me too. High five. Michael says, Java Fern, Val Anubias, and Bulbitis in a 125. Phoenix, get me there, or pony up for the 3.0. All of those are relatively low light. So a 125, you might have some depth issues, like front to back with a Phoenix. Again, I don't know what model of Phoenix. Whereas a 3.0 has, from any Phoenix I've seen, the 3.0 has a much wider spread. So, like, I get away with one Phoenix on my 125s. I don't think I could get away with one. I get away with one Fluval on my 125-gallon tank. I don't think I could get away with one Phoenix of any of their models. Would my 7-month-old tank be cycled? I would think so. I mean, there's only one way to find out. You should own a test kit. Everyone should own a test kit. I mean, really. It's the only way to know. Tennessee H2O says, Bob, you're awesome. High five, buddy. Bob, you're awesome. All right, I'll take it. Ricky, hey, man, I have a question about feeders. What is the best feeders, goldfish, guppies, or rosy red minnows? I think that's pretty subjective. Like, what are you feeding? Goldfish get pretty big, so if you're feeding something smaller, probably guppies or rosy red minnows. I think my favorite feeder would probably be rosy red minnows, but honestly, I don't know the nutritional value of like a goldfish versus a guppy versus a minnow, so I don't know what technically would be best. But I bought 100 goldfish a couple weeks ago, and I feel like, I don't know. I don't know that there's a lot of nutritional value in goldfish. I don't know. I mean, I feed it extreme, so at least it's getting a good source of food. But yeah, I don't know. I've never seen any like studies on nutritional value of feeder fish. What is a good number of pea puffer in a 29-gallon tank? I would probably get about 6. I'd be okay with 6, especially if it's like a well planted, lots of line of sight breaks, wood, rocks. Yeah, I mean, and you could even probably do more. What test kit do you recommend? So I have the API liquid test kit, and I also have the Tetra test strips, and I prefer the Tetra test strips. A lot of people, and I feel like these are like the fish police, like the fish snobs. I'm not saying everyone, but I feel like a lot of the people that are like, oh, you have to use the liquid test kit, the test strips are garbage. I feel like that's a lot of the people that have been in the hobby for a long time, and they don't really, I don't know. I feel like they're pretty biased. Like, I don't know. That's just a feeling I get. If you can certainly prefer the liquid test kit over the strips, but to say that the strips don't work, I think is pretty naive. So I like the test strips. Cory from Aquarium Co-op runs his entire business with test strips. So, like, it's got to work, right? If it didn't work, he'd have a lot of dead fish. Just saying. Dan's Fish, what's up, buddy? Says, for feeders, check out Mike Helwig's book. Lots of options for feeders, including fish, but lots of other stuff, too. I feed my Dubia Roaches to fish. Yep, it's true. Dubia Roaches to my puffers. Dragonlair says, hey, Dan, yep, goldfish are not really good feeder fish. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, like, my train of thought, when it comes to, like the reptile world, like, crickets are, I feel like I'm saying like a lot. Like. Anyways, crickets don't have a lot of nutritional value, but you can feed them to give them better nutritional value. If you give them a good quality food, then they're going to have better nutritional value. I feel like that would be the same way with goldfish. Feed them better food, and they'll have a better nutritional value. Still not the best, but at least you can do something to make it better. So anyways, that's just my take on it. Senginger says, Jacob, because people who buy Ultim Nature System tanks buy those and have money. Regina says, I use the Tetra test strips. They are pretty good. Yep. And don't forget, you can cut them right down the middle and double your money. They go on sale for like $13 all the time on Amazon for 100 of them. And they're just super easy. I feel like the API liquid kits give a lot of room for error. Especially when you're doing the bubble or the drops. Like, you can make those drops different sizes. They can be a different size every drop. Like the nitrate one, 10 drops. What if one drop is like half the size of the previous drop? Like, that to me is far less scientific and accurate than a test strip. So I don't know. I feel like those liquid kits just have a lot of room for error, and obviously you're going to get a different reading, different color. So I don't know. That's just my opinion though. Can't go wrong with the Tetra test strips. Now, I know API, there's some other brands. I've never used other brands of test strips, so maybe there's some brands out there that don't work as good as the Tetra ones, or maybe they work just as good. I don't know. I've only used Tetra, and I've never had an issue with them. KS says, Cory's don't get a chance to eat sinking food. Tried feeding at night with lights off, but other fish just don't give them a chance. Any ideas? Bigger, larger wafers. So get some wafers. Cory's will eat wafers. So get something that's big enough or too big for the other fish to just eat up and gobble up. Get something bigger. You can make like a golf ball size of rapashi. If you want to do rapashi, that's an option. So yeah, just get bigger food, and they're bottom feeders. That's what they do. Goldfish have thiamanese. I don't know how to say that word. Kills vitamin B1 in consumers. No bueno. Alec, I know Alec knows his stuff. So there you go. Goldfish. No bueno. Candy says, Dear God, this better not create emails for me, Bob. Hey, Bob said the liquid test kit is inaccurate. Hey, I don't know why anyone would be emailing you over that. You know what? That's your fault if you answer those emails. Don't answer emails that don't have anything to do with the co-op. All right? Just saying. All I'm saying, I'm not saying they're inaccurate. I'm just saying there's a lot of room for error. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with the liquid test kit. I've never fed feeder fish because I'm afraid of introducing sickness into my tanks. Yeah, I bought the goldfish for Jimmy's turtle. So the goldfish is not being fed to other fish. Not that makes it any better, but yeah, it's getting fed to a turtle. So I do try to feed the goldfish a quality food. The Zen Ginger says, and we can always count on Bob to tell us when the Tetra test strips are on sale on Amazon. You used to. I don't watch it anymore, unfortunately. But yep, I have so many of them. Last time they went on sale for $13. Like, I should probably start checking expiration dates, to be honest. Man, I just bought a ton of shrimp from Aquatic Arts because they were on sale. I plan on putting them in my 20 long with a betta, a newt, interesting, dwarf frogs, and Corys. Can I expect to see any living offspring? Probably not. And a matter of fact, your newt will probably eat them all anyways. We'll probably eat all the adults. It says Bob with the co-op. Hey, I love me some co-op, but I don't know why you would email the co-op about a liquid test kit. Like, even if you bought it there, like, I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone do rapashi with puffers Leave Candy alone and be nice. She's loved. Oh, I know. This is like, I'm going after the people that are emailing the co-op with stuff that has nothing to do with the co-op. Like, why would you do that? I don't know. Whatever. If you have a problem with your API test kit, email API. It's their kit. They made it. If I have a problem with, I don't know. Anyways, Fluval. If I have a problem with Fluval, I'm going to email Fluval. I'm going to email the company that made it. Just saying. Candy is a wonderful person, and she is way more wonderful than I, because if I got an email like that, I wouldn't answer it. But she will. And that's why the Aquarium Co-op has the best customer service out there. Yep. And that's why I support them, because people like Candy provide the best customer service in the industry. There's no other aquarium company anywhere that has the same amount of customer service. You could email Fluval, and you might hear back in like 2 weeks. And this is probably why people email the co-op, to be honest, because you can email her right now, and you'd probably hear back like after the end of this stream. Whereas if you email Fluval, you're probably not even going to get emailed back. So I guess in that aspect, maybe that's why people email the co-op, because they actually get a response. And you know, I don't know. I get it. I don't get it. I wouldn't do it, but that doesn't mean other people would do it. I got to get myself a hat like that. I'm so digging it. You know how many of these hats I have? As I'm looking around, this black hat, I get a new one every month. It's part of being in the cool kids club. I get a new one every month. It has to be black, because actually I wear them out really fast, surprisingly enough. Especially when I go camping, I ruin them. Sometimes I sit on them. So I also, here's an Aquarium Co-op hat. This is a Aquarium Co-op beanie that's nice and dirty, but there you go. Aquarium Co-op beanie. Yep. Be sure to wish Candy a happy birthday all month long. I emailed JBL a year ago, still heard nothing. Yep. Honestly, like, Cory's my buddy. He's my friend. But if he had crappy customer service, I would not recommend Aquarium Co-op, even if we were buddies. I'm all about customer service anywhere. Any company, if you have crappy customer service, I'm not gonna do business with you. And you know, I guess I myself have crappy customer service with my website, because if you emailed me, I might respond. But honestly, if you emailed me like questions about your car, I'm gonna be like, why are you emailing me? Where if you emailed the co-op, they'd probably answer you. To be honest, but don't just go all email and Candy now. All right, make it count. It should be running your hats this week. Awesome. I'm curious to see like what they're gonna look like. This one is still my favorite with the mesh back. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Why not just start composting worm bin and turn your scraps into free fish food? I'm way ahead of you, dude. I got a red wiggler farm that's in a 27-gallon tote. Way ahead of you. I actually have a video on it. I don't know, maybe earlier this year at some point. Stir says, will Apistos eat cherry shrimp? I have a pair of triple reds. Yes, they will. In a 29-gallon with lots of guppy grass and java moss all over, wood all over. So they will eat them, but the trick is to get a large enough colony to start out with that they'll outproduce what they'll eat. So API test strips are $3 on Amazon right now. There you go. Again, I've never used the APIs, but I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying I can't say that they do work because I've never used them. Rach says, I lost an Amazon puffer, actually 2, and they both passed. Even though I didn't get them from Cory, she was there, so sweet and had empathy. She's a doll. I mean, if you don't love Candy, then you're probably some type of communist that should move to Russia or something. I don't know. Freaking communist. Get out of here. What else? I use Reds for fishing. I emailed API about a nitrate liquid bottles, and they were going to send me 2 new bottles without even asking when I bought them. You said they were, but did they? They were going to email them. You didn't say they did. So just saying. Tennessee H2O says, I love Aquarium Co-op. I got their brine shrimp eggs today to go with the hatchery I got from them. Thank you, Co-op staff and Cory. Yep. Oscar says, I learned a lot from Cory. Yeah, there's a lot of Cory haters out there that are just very uninformed, unfortunately. But there's definitely way more of us that appreciate the co-op than there are of the people that are just jealous, miserable people. Oscar says Lisa is hot. Lisa Simpson? Lisa? I told them not to because I just bought new ones. Oh. Well, that's awesome that they responded. Honestly, I did not have a good experience with API, but I'm not going to... I feel like I've talked about that enough. I don't need to trash them again. Communists like aquariums too. Well, that's true. That's true. You got me there. John and Lisa are great too. Yep. Can't go wrong. Fish Dreams with the $1 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jacob Hill says, I want co-op products, but I'm in Canada. Yep. That's a bummer. No Cory haters allowed. Like, if you can come to me with like a legit reason why you hate Cory and it's actually legit, I'll listen to you. But if you're just a jealous, miserable person complaining that someone is successful, then just get out of here. You don't belong here. Get out. Anyway, Small Fry Aquatics says, ideas please for colorful rainbow fish I can use as dithers in my 20-gallon long Pleco breeding tanks. Colorful rainbow fish you would want, depending on your parameters, like Pseudomagil fricata's, one of the best looking fish in the hobby. Not just rainbow fish, but one of the best, coolest fish in the hobby is the Pseudomagil fricata. Pseudomagil fricata. Great for 20-gallon long tanks. My glass thermometer broke in the tank. Got 99% out. Do you think I got issues? I mean, do you have Plecos or Corridoras? That would be the only time I would be really concerned, is if you had Corridoras or Plecos. If not, well, I mean, I guess, you know, if you had Geophagus, Earth Eaters, that's going to be a problem. I would watch it. I would definitely watch it. How could you hate Cory? There's a lot of people that are jealous. And, yeah, that's just the world we live in. Do you know anything? I do know some stuff. Like how to care for a smooth hound shark. I don't even know what that is. So I'm going to say no. I hate Cory for all the time and money he has saved me. Yeah. Dear Aquarium Co-op, Steenfott said to email you about my car problems. I bet they would answer. Don't do it, because Candy will message me and yell at me if you email her about car problems. I'm just saying, they would probably point you in the right direction. But please don't, because I don't want to get yelled at by Candy. Thanks, Mod. Yeah. Cory has some strange ideas about how pumpkin pie should be served. Yeah, it shouldn't even be made as far as I'm concerned. Have just sent you a PM regarding Cory. Unless it was on Instagram. That's the only message I have, which is strange because I shouldn't even have those. I don't have those. Oh, someone started a live video. I'm going to say I don't have Instagram messages turned on. I'd be worried about the mercury from the thermometer. I want dwarf neon, rainbow, and angel tank. That's pretty fun. I have my Leopoldite angels with some, well, I used to have Leopoldite angels with dwarf neons. Now I still do. However, there's about 10 more species of rainbows in with them now. Justin says, it's okay, I'm back. Whew. I was worried, man. I was worried. Good to see you back. Good evening. I'm looking for a larger schooling fish, rainbow fish, to go in a 75-gallon. I have 8 Corys, a rainbow shark, and a Pleco. Thank you. Rainbow fish. Bozeman rainbow fish. Yellow rainbow fish. Turquoise rainbow fish. Wanamensis rainbow fish. We talked about those earlier. Madagascar rainbow fish. Any rainbow fish. Andy70 Vita Bus says, I did maintenance on my Shelly tank early today, and now I have not seen one of them for several hours. Have you ever heard of them getting stuck in a shell and dying? No. If none of them have come out, they've got to be stressed about something. I would check water parameters for sure. Specifically, things that would concern me would be pH, like too low of a pH for Tanganyikans, and then also temperature I would check. Kamaka rainbow fish, yeah. Dragon Lair says, love my Wanamensis rainbows. Yep. Sean OTTDDOO says, hey, everybody. Everyone. Hey, everyone. Talk about shell dwellers and look who shows up, right? Furlough says, that's the world we live in. Success is met with negativity because some people are jealous of what they can't even come close to. Yeah, you know what? I was almost going to rant about it, but we got 15 minutes to go. And let's end it on a positive note. Not a rant, on a positive note. Only one of them has come out. So I would definitely check it. I'm sorry. I thought you said all of them. The possibility that there could be eggs in there, right? Could be guarding eggs. So I've never specifically seen one get stuck in a shell. Could it happen? I think so. But I mean, and it might have even happened to me, honestly. Like, my multi-colony was so large that, like 10 of them could just disappear and I wouldn't even have noticed. But yeah, it's possible that there might be eggs in there. So that's just another possibility. Danny Does Life says, you can have a very successful channel sharing customer emails. I'm sure those days where you type erase and then type more politically correct. Yeah. I feel like there's definitely an opportunity for like retail storytelling would be a fun channel. Cause boy, I know I could tell you some stories. I mean, I was in retail for 10 years. Curtis Schindler linking Chance. Yep. Hey, speaking of that. Wow. That'll be a first. Sean, my black Corys left Whidbey Island today. I'm so excited. I'm assuming Venezuelan corridors, maybe. I don't know. Ken B says, I love Cory in the co-op. Yep. Please hit the like button. If you haven't already. How many are we at? It doesn't show me anymore. We've raised over $100 for the animal shelter. That is super awesome. I also might, if I can afford it, donate my entire month of members, but only if I can afford it. I can't promise that yet. Only if I can afford it. Thinking about it. We're going to try. Positive note, tell John he's a rascal. I could call him right now. Should I call him? Should we, like, bury the hatchet? I don't know. Do I even have his phone number? All right. Let's do it. What do you think? Love that setup behind you? Me too. What fish to breed? Rainbow fish. All right. Who said that? Where'd that comment go? Somebody said that. Oh yeah, positive note. Tell John he's a rascal. Okay. Rachel said it. Rach. Here we go. This is as loud as I can get it. Can you guys even hear that?
So it's kind of weird. I'm watching your stream, but I'm not live. I'm like 10 minutes behind. So am I on your stream?
Yes. How's it going, buddy?
What's going on? I'm sitting here watching you drool all over all of your aquarium co-op stuff, which you should.
So, somebody named Rach, I don't know if you know who Rach is. She's a participator in the live stream. She said to call you and say that you're a rascal. So, you're a rascal. Well, and then she also said, don't make Lisa mad, though. So, I don't know why I would make Lisa mad, but...
Well, you regularly make Lisa mad. She just doesn't really say anything to you about it.
She's too nice.
I am absolutely a rascal. I don't know what I've done to be called a rascal now, but I'm sure I did something.
I said we're going to call and bury the hatchet. You said on your stream that I give you a hard time, but you also give me a hard time a lot. So I feel like it's a good back and forth. And I don't know. What do you agree or do you not agree?
you were upset one day and down in the dumps, and I said, you know what, I'm going to give you a call, Bob. And what did we spend, like 3 or 4 hours on the Skype?
Skype even.
But, you know, when I reach out
on
to you
the Skype
for a little bit of help, it's like, nah, not my thing, man. Sorry.
When have you ever reached out for me for help?
Not for help. I reached out to you because I wanted to send you free stuff because you're my friend and I support your channel. And you said, nah, not for me.
Hey,
listen,
that's not. How is that a negative thing? Okay, I don't know how that's a negative. You offered to send me an animal, and I was like, not really my thing. You know, I mean, what am I supposed to say? Like, I don't know.
And then the next video he did was all about bettas. Isn't that funny, folks?
Hey, I don't have to. Okay, so John offered to send me a betta. I said, I've already got 3. I don't know what I would do with another one. And I said, if you sent me a betta, I would probably give it to Danny because she loves bettas. She has like 100 of them. So I didn't say I wouldn't take it. I just said I would give it to Danny. So let's just set that clear.
But come on.
But you did offer to send me the C-Chem hang on back filter, and I did say no to that. So you got me there.
Yeah, I just like giving you a hard time about that because
see, people, he gives me a hard time. It goes back and forth. I'm just saying.
Listen, here's the truth. The reason why I allow it is because I like you. If there was someone, it's late enough on your stream to say it. If there was somebody breaking
don't swear.
balls the way
That's not bad.
You do, and I didn't like them, I'd be like, whatever. I just ignore them, which would actually give them the exact opposite result of what they're looking for. So I kid because I care. How's that? Now I look like the good guy.
Exactly. Well, you always look. People have been talking good about you and Lisa this whole stream, so.
Oh, well, good. That's sweet.
There you go. No one ever talks good about me. I'm used to it.
Well, see, if you were nicer, particularly to me, then, you know, maybe they would be.
Hey, I allowed you to talk to me on Skype for 3.5 hours, so that's pretty nice.
It was a real honor. It really was.
No, and honestly, I've said this before, that phone call is what got me back into being motivated and changing my entire outlook on YouTube. That's what started it all. So I do give you credit for that.
Okay, listen, I'm going to say it publicly on your stream right now. My thing says 300 people are watching. I was joking. I adore Bob. He's the sweetest man on planet Earth, and I will never, ever say a negative thing about him ever again.
What negative have you said about me?
And there's a lot of things you don't know. But I will never complain about him breaking my balls again. How about that?
Hey, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like it's more mutual.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I'm gonna get back.
All right, man.
All right, later. Oh, hey, wait. Are you still there?
Yep.
I want to do a collab stream again on like a Saturday.
Not on my channel or not.
Well, no, I'm not gonna kill your channel, but we can kill my channel.
That's fine. Just let me know.
All right, sweet. All right, dude. I'll let you know.
All right.
Bye. Sweet. Hi, and thanks for the super. Oh man, you guys bombarded me when I was on the phone. Let me scroll to the top here. Multi-Jacker, $10 super chat. Hey Bob, in the future, would you ever visit Western North Carolina? I have always wanted to go to North Carolina just because of Michael Jordan. So if I ever got a chance to go there, I would totally go. My dogs are going crazy. Brenda Smith with the $10 super chat says, for the shelter. Awesome, I appreciate it. That gets us to about $140 for the shelter tonight. That's super amazing. And Fisher and Fever with the $1 super chat, who I'm going to be on his channel this Thursday, I think. I don't know. Maybe. Can we get some confirmation there? This Thursday, I think, after John's live stream. I think I'm going to be on Fisher and Fever's live stream, but I don't know. I see you're here right now, though. So, yes or no? Let me know. All right. What schooling fish is easy to breed for profit? Ooh. Oh, man. Probably, I'm going to have to go with Cory. They're not easy, like guppy easy, but they're still pretty easy. The trick is, and I know Dean, Master Fish Breeder Dean, will agree with me because he said this last weekend when we hung out, is time your water changes for when it rains. So if it goes a couple days and you know, you get no rain and then it rains, do a big water change, cooler water, feed them a ton, and they will most likely spawn. And the Corridor fry are really easy. You can just get like some Rapashi, and they'll just chow down on Rapashi. Pretty easy. So yeah, I would say Corridors. On what John just said is so true. I have stopped watching a few channels because of poor quality and other issues. Wait a minute, what did John say? Were we talking about poor quality? I don't know. I don't listen to what John says. Good night, those who are drifting off. Yes, we are kind of tailing towards the end, but we still got a few minutes to go, so let's keep going. Well, there goes the neighborhood. Boy, everyone's saying, what? Why is everyone leaving? It's not over yet. Don't leave. Love you guys, but here we go again. What? All right. What is going on here? How much more food to feed though? So what I do is I do live blackworms. Bloodworms I don't want to say a good alternative, but they are an alternative. And I would feed them. The nice thing about live blackworms is that they're not going to die and just totally pollute your water. So if you can get live blackworms, that is the key. And you can honestly put if you have like a 20 long, you could like just coat the entire bottom of a 20 long with live blackworms. And just so they're constantly eating always. And they'll get super fat, and the females will lay for like a week straight. It's insane. And that's why I like live blackworms, is because they'll stay alive and they can continue to eat through the entire week. And yeah, a lot. Your dogs want out, huh? No, I think it's because this is the only time I really talk in my house. And I think after hearing me talk for a certain amount of time, they're like, what is going on? And they start to get antsy. So I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of a dumb theory, but that's what I think. Herb Diversity says, corridors are fun and super easy. Yep. And they sell really well. You could breed guppies, and your local fish store may not take them every single time, but a good local fish store will take corridoras all the time. I mean, they're just a really good selling fish, and people love them. Air stones or not, even though I have surface movement, you can never go wrong with more oxygenation. It's good for fish. Most fish actually prefer higher oxygen levels, so I would do it. I'm still waiting. Has Fish Room Fevered answered yet? Come on, dude. Yes, this Thursday works. There we go. So at 6:30 my time, I'll be on Fish Room Fever's live stream. Looking forward to it. I love going on other people's live streams. That's called obsession? What? I thought fish couldn't digest the shells out of the black and bloodworms. I keep hearing this more and more. I've never had an issue. Bloodworms are just, I don't know. Bloodworms are not a staple food. Frozen bloodworms, I would never have them as a staple, but live blackworms are amazing. They are so good for so many fish. D. Garcia with the $5 super chat says, what centerpiece for a 14-gallon cube with chili rasboras and blue velvet shrimp? My betta was too aggressive and I had to move him. So 14 gallons is not a lot. And honestly, my answer would be a betta fish. I know yours was aggressive. I have 3 of them. They're all in community tanks, all males, and none of them are aggressive. So you might have got the one. Well, not the one. I mean, a lot of them can be pretty feisty, but man, centerpiece fish. I don't know. 14 gallon. That's like perfect for a betta fish. My secret to hatching Cory eggs, Marina hang-on breeder box with the jet lift tube for water flow. Keep the eggs in the same water as the adults, grow them up there, and release them. Yes, those breeder boxes are just amazing. Tyler says, with the $5 super chat, for the shelter, do you have a favorite geophagus? I really don't. They are all super awesome. Boy, if I had a favorite, maybe I'm probably going to say this wrong, but the Brasiliensis or Brasiliensis or something, you know which one I'm talking about. I think, like, if you get your geophagus without any fin nippers, and as soon as they get those long lyre tails, they're just amazing. And they're all colorful. I mean, some more than the other, but really, geophagus are just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What does Dean use for hinges on his glass tops? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I know Danny asked, and it was her job to remember and pay attention. Oh, gouramis. See? This is why I love live streams. A gourami would be really good. I'm brand new to gouramis. I have honey gouramis. I just got like 2 months ago, my very first gouramis. And so it doesn't even like come to mind. But yes, gourami, honey gouramis, any dwarf gourami, actually, like the blue. I think there's a red too. Again, I'm not too familiar with gouramis, but I absolutely love my honey gouramis. And I might actually do a care video on them because I love them that much. But we'll see. All this time that I have been in the hobby, and I've never had gouramis, I have no good reason why. But I finally got them, and I love them. They're super awesome. Danny, I hope you paid attention. I hope so too, but I do have a video to edit, and I know they were talking about it when I was filming, so hopefully it's on film. Hopefully it's on film. How big do paradise fish get? Maybe 4 inches max, but like 3.5, 4 inches. They're pretty aggressive fish. So I would not recommend them for that. Geophagus hecklei. I've had, I think, a total of 3 different species of geophagus. I really love Jurupari. That's another similar fish that looks really awesome. It sounds like there will be a test, Danny. Good luck. Yeah, I haven't looked at the footage, but I'm not very confident it's gonna be very good because I was just like, whoa, this is so cool. And I was like a kid in a candy store, and I wasn't like asking questions. I mean, I wasn't even talking. I was like, whoa, this fish is cool. Whoa, this is cool. Whoa, there's 5,000 fry in this tank. That's so cool. So I don't know. Hopefully, when I look at the footage, it'll be somewhat good. Oh yes, oh man, I cannot pronounce that one, but Knight Rider says it. I have kept that fish. That's one of the 3 that I've kept. I'm pretty sure I've kept 3 different species. I'd have to look at my species list, but. Do you know why my bala shark rub together mating? Probably not mating. Hopefully not anything like parasite wise. It might just be like 2 males going at it. But a lot of times fish will like flash, not necessarily against each other. So I don't know that it's going to be parasites, but if they're rubbing against each other, if they're also like flashing, like doing this on like rocks or substrate, usually that means like some sort of parasite. But my guess is probably just 2 males trying to duke it out for dominance. Honey gouramis aren't as aggressive as dwarf gouramis. Yeah, mine are not aggressive at all. All right, folks, that's going to do it. We have a lot of people to thank today. Joe Campbell, Addicted to Fish Chick, Fish Tank Barn, Mike's Aquatics Things, Rach, Curtis St. Martin, Garen with the $20 super chat. I hope I saw that. If not, if you're still here, thank you for the shelter. I think I saw it. What else? Multi-hijacker, Streetwise, Pure Peru. I always mess that up. Furloughs, Aquatics, Curtis St. Martin, Kelly, Carolyn, Michael, Moonstone, Brian, T-Shot, Steve. I definitely missed this one, I think. Ming Britson with the $3 super chat. Oh, and I missed this one too. Steve Beartick with the $2 super chat. Trying to track down Fluval 3.0 discount. Any link? Man, I don't know what I must have been ranting about something. I missed those. I'm sorry, guys. Fish Dreams, Multi-Jacker again, Brenda, Fish Room Fever, D, Garcia, Tyler. Whew, that's about, that'll end up being about $120 towards the shelter this week. That is super awesome. I'm very appreciative. I can't wait to show you guys. It's going to be super amazing. Again, if you want to donate, the link is in chat a couple times. There's Candy's got it for you one more time. Until then, I'll see you next week, unless you come to Fish Room Fever on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. PST. Otherwise, I'll see you maybe Saturday with John, or definitely Monday. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, I also got to thank the mods. The mods are awesome, so can't forget to thank the mods.